Hey guys, how's it going? This is David Shea with Active IT Solutions. We provide outsourced IT, maintenance, and tech solutions focused on small to medium sized businesses. Today, I want to talk to you guys a bit about Google Apps. We set up a lot of clients with Google Apps, and there's a lot of people that are moving this direction for a lot of good reasons. And I noticed that a lot of my clients, after the initial migration and setup of Google Apps, they kind of run into the same top questions. And so today I want to kind of run over the top 5 issues and questions that most clients have when they're transitioning from Microsoft Exchange or just general POP3 over to Google Apps. So let's jump right in. All right, so here's our typical mailbox. It's fairly new. I actually made this for you guys, so you're welcome. But the top question that I get, number 1, is conversation view. What's conversation view? I'm glad you asked. Conversation view is where when you have multiple emails, we're having a conversation via email. I email you, you email me, I email you, and so on. Traditionally, it would show up as a bunch of separate emails. I email you and you email me and I email you. Everything I send you is in the sent. Everything you email to me shows up in my inbox. That's just normal. What conversation view is, it takes it a step further, and it actually compartmentalizes all of the different emails that have happened in this specific conversation that you and I have had into one email. So in the inbox, you'll see that it has this number 5 right here next to it. And when I click on it, you'll see, if I open it up, it has this different progression of emails that have happened throughout. But a lot of people get hung up on this. A lot of people don't like it. It's simple. If I want to see the first one, I click on it. If I want to close it, I click on it and it goes away. If I want to look at this one right here in the middle, I click on it. I want to not look at it anymore. I close it and it goes away. Pretty straightforward. I like it. Some people don't. It doesn't make sense to me, but who am I to judge? So I want to show you how to turn this off. So the way you do it is you go up here to the sprocket on the top right. You go to settings. And we're going to go right into the middle here where it says conversation view. And we're going to click off. Once you do this, we're going to go ahead and save it at the bottom. You got to make sure to hit save. If you don't save it, then nothing's going to stick. And actually, that is one other question clients ask me, is they're like, I made this change and it won't happen. Did you click save? No. Make sure to save. So anyways, now you'll notice that I have 2 separate emails. These are ones that I have sent this box, John. And then if we click in the sent area, we'll see the 3 that John Doe has sent me. So that's kind of the difference between conversation view on and off. The next big one, and this is kind of an important one, is Gmail on its own is pretty standard. It's tough to look at. Everything is white. Everything, in my opinion, gets a little blurred together. I actually kind of like the way Outlook is laid out. So I want to show you how to make Google Apps look a bit more like Outlook. The way we're going to do that is we're going to go into the sprocket again, settings, and on the top right, you're going to see labs. So we're going to click on that. Now, there's a lot of great features in labs, and I encourage you to look through these and enable whatever you think is going to benefit you. But the one that I want right now is called Preview Pane. So we're going to click Enable. You can go to the top or bottom, and we're going to hit Save Change. It's going to take us back to the inbox. And we're going to see this new, really awesome feature right here. And if we do the drop down, you'll notice that it's already given me this horizontal view, which is very similar to kind of the modern Outlook. But it also gives you the horizontal view, which is more like kind of the old school Microsoft Exchange, or not Exchange, what is that? Microsoft Express. There it is. So whatever you want to do, whatever meets your fancy, go for it. The next thing, finally, we're at themes. I like themes. Is we have these really cool kind of features on making Gmail look a little bit more interesting. Because it's white, because there's not a whole lot going on, I feel like everything kind of gets a little boring and difficult to see. So if we select a theme, I'm just going to be kind kind of boring here and select blue. You'll notice immediately everything pops. But you can add your photos, you can pull something from your computer, you could pull something from what's already there, and it's instantly going to make everything easier to view and read and see. The next big thing is printing from Gmail. Now, a lot of people, they try to print from Gmail and they call us and they're confused and they're like, I don't understand, when I tell this thing to print, it shows up with half the page or it shows other things that I don't want, and all I want is this email. Why won't it show me this one email when it prints? The reason why is because you're trying to print from the browser. If we try to print from the browser, which I'm going to do right now for you, you'll notice in the preview it's showing inbox and start and sent mail. It's showing a bunch of crap that you don't want us to print, right? So where you want to print, you'll notice in the email is this little print feature here. So if we wanted to print this, you click on the little printer. It's going to give us a little preview. And you'll notice that what Gmail does is it actually will format the email to be perfectly ready for your printer to go. I'm not going to print this right now though, so I'm canceling. So pretty straightforward. It does open a new tab, so you'll just want to close that tab and you're back to where you started. Okay, next is Google Search. Google Search is awesome. This, in my opinion, is what makes using Google over Outlook so powerful. So all you Outlook users out there, I know that you guys love to use your folders over here on the left. It's like, oh, I got some from David Shea. We're going to put this in the David Shea folder. You don't need to do that anymore. There are reasons why you would want to use the folders, and I'm not discouraging it. You could use them if you want, but I just want to make your life a little easier. If I wanted to look up an email from David Shea, up at the top, I type in David. It automatically kind of finds me. And there's everything that has ever happened with David Shea. Emails that John has sent, emails that I have sent back to him, etc. I can, if I want to see every email that I've sent to David Shea, I could go to : and it'll show me everything I've ever sent. If I want to see everything from him, I type in from, and here's everything from David. There's a ton of different advanced search terms. I'm going to go ahead and leave at the bottom a link that's going to give you an exhaustive list of everything that you can use in the search area. You're going to find it pretty amazing. I encourage you to take the time to look over it. Finally, last but not least, is mailbox size limits. With Google Apps, you can use Outlook, and it's totally cool if you do. And the best way to do it is with a program called Google Apps Sync. Google Apps Sync is going to make your email, your calendar, and your contacts, and even your tasks and a few other things sync seamlessly in between Google Apps and Outlook. So if you add a calendar appointment in Outlook, it's going to show up in Google Apps. And then if you have your phone connected to Google Apps, it'll sync over to your phone. And if you add a contact into your phone, it's going to sync everywhere else, and so on and so forth. You want to use Google Sync. So, but with Google Sync, by default, it comes with this feature that kind of keeps Outlook running at a top-notch speed of 1 gigabyte mailbox size limit. What does that mean? Ultimately, it means that it's only going to sync the latest 1 gigabyte of information to your Outlook. Everything else, it's not gone, it's not deleted, it's not lost, it's simply being stored in the cloud in your Google account. So if it's emails that you're not accessing all the time and referencing all the time, and you don't have to go back longer than 6 months, then I would encourage you to leave it just the way it is. But if you're constantly going back and accessing all of this different information, then I would encourage you to maybe move it to 4 gigs. There is unlimited. You can do that if you want, but just keep in mind that the more information you have and the more data getting synced, the slower Outlook's going to be. And ultimately, I found that Outlook just doesn't work as well when you have a ton of information in there. So, it really is up to you. It's not really going to kill you if you move it to unlimited. I think 4 gigs is kind of the sweet spot personally. You're going to get a few years back depending on how many attachments are in there. So let me show you how to do that. On the bottom right corner of your screen, you're going to see next to the clock, you're going to see this little icon right here. It has a G, looks like it's syncing, the 2 arrows going in a circle. I'm running on a Mac, so I can't actually show you this because this is Windows specific. But you would, when you right click on it, it's going to give you a little pop-up and you click on mailbox size limit. When you click on mailbox size limit, it's going to give you the option of changing the size. 1 gig is by default. You could move it up to 2, 3, 4, or unlimited. So that's just your choice. When you do that, it's going to immediately start syncing and pulling over all the new data according to what you selected. You cannot go back. Once you've selected a size, you can't go back. You would have to delete your entire profile and reset yourself up. It's not a big deal to do that, but just make your decision and stick with it. So if you select 4 gigs and you want to go back to, say, 10 years ago to get an email, chances are it's probably not going to be in there if you already have a ton of information and you've hit that size limit. So in that case, you'll then, if you're using Outlook, have to sign into your Google Apps account and just simply go back to that date. This would then go back to the search terms. So if we typed in before, colon, and the format has to be really specific, where it's year, month, day. So I'm just going to put in today's date since this is a new account, but 2015, 12, 10. So this is the exact format. So you would do before, I guess, I don't even know what today's date is. No, it is the 10th. I'd have to do the 11th, I guess, because it's before today. There. So before the 11th, yes, I guess today, it's going to show you everything. So anyways, that's it. Thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, feel free to comment at the bottom. Go ahead and like and share this if it was helpful. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Have a great day.